Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Civil Canadians. I'm Scotty V and I'm with good old King Kansas and Mr. Movies. How you boys doing?
Doing great, Scotty. I think today is going to be an amazing episode, I think. What do you think? You think it's going to be a little exciting?
I don't know. We'll see.
You know?
What are we talking
Mr.
about?
Movies?
Doing good, man.
Well, guys, we're going to do the unthinkable, okay? I'm going to call this the final debate.
Uh-oh.
The reason why? Okay, it's been brought to our attention. We've had arguments. I'm pretty sure you guys have had arguments around water coolers and all this lovely stuff. What we're going to be talking about exactly, guys, we're going to be talking about Avengers Infinity War, and if it is the official best comic book superhero movie of all time, we're going to debate it. The way we're going to debate it, guys, we're going to throw movies that could be contenders, 6 movies that could be contenders to dethrone it, or could be worse, better, or come close to it, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so we know everybody by now, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen any of these movies, that's on you guys, too bad. All these movies have been out for what, guys? 6 months, maybe longer?
Yep.
If you're under a rock, that's the only way, or you're paralyzed and you haven't been able to go see it, that's your fault, right? But even then, whatever.
Yeah, very dark.
Thing is getting
Holy-
evil, guys, okay?
Oh man.
I'm telling you, we're almost done.
We're sorry that we offended any of you.
Yes, the
Actually,
king
he's
of
sorry,
I'm sorry.
He's sorry, not
You
us.
know what I mean.
Totally
I'm
fine.
short, deal with it. Okay? So like how I have, okay? Tough skin.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so anyways, the first contender, guys, that we're going to pit against Infinity War to kind of try and dethrone it is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2.
That's a joke, right?
So, I know.
be honest,
So what
even
do
I
you
have
think?
to laugh.
You guys go ahead. You guys say what you have to say. What would make it be better if it can be better?
Okay.
Yeah, different casting.
It cannot beat Avengers. It's a great movie for its time with Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, and all that stuff. But the story was good for its time.
Okay.
There's no way Spider-Man 2 can beat Avengers Infinity War.
No, not even close.
Avengers is too big of a movie than Spider-Man 2 is
So
or was.
see, storyline, I agree with you. Because this was, like I said, night and day.
Yeah.
Total death and annihilation conclusion compared to introducing a villain that he kind of shared the same equal bond with. And then you had a whole bunch of little problems here and there with him and MJ or whatever the hell.
If you think
it was
about
just
it-
kind of a little cheesy and when you look at it that way.
If you think about it, all the villains in that franchise died except for Sandman.
Yes.
If you think about it.
You're right. Everybody got vaporized,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're true.
Much.
How about visually, guys? You think visually, does it stack up
Not
against
even
Infinity War?
close, but that's,
No,
to be
not
fair,
even with Doc
that's
Ock.
unfair because of this had over a decade, right, at Infinity War to get even more advanced cinematography, right? To get more advanced visual
Okay.
CGI.
Okay.
It's not even fair there.
How about
so
opening
obviously-
scene? If you had to say if Spider-Man 2 had a wicked opening scene, for me,
No,
Doc Ock in the hospital with the way he would ragdoll to everybody,
but that's not the
waking
opening.
up.
That's
Well,
not,
that's close to the opening scene, Scotty. That's a scene stealer. All right. What was the opening scene, Mr. Smart Butt?
he was delivering pizza.
Oh, see, come on.
He was delivering pizza.
What an
That's just-
riveting opening
I
scene.
know.
That's an epilogue. That's a prologue. That just starts the movie. That just gets your feet wet.
Yeah, a picture of Mary Jane on an ad.
Okay, based on the villain, first appearing or create like we seen Thanos on the ship, okay, and then Doc Ock, the first really taste of him with the tentacles is when we seen him wake up in the hospital.
That
How
was
evil
16.
he was.
That was a 16.
Okay.
But he didn't.
But still, guys,
He wasn't aware that-
we're teasing you. Come on, Spider-Man 2, good back in the day,
Yeah.
not good to dethrone the king.
No.
This king, not even this king. All right, nobody can come close to me. Mr. Movies, don't you dare, because you're gonna get kicked off the set. All right, you're right on his hit list.
He's getting kicked out.
Okay, now the next contender is a
The
little
real
bit
Civil
more.
War.
See, we're going up the ranks, up to possibly. Okay, guys. So now the next movie, Thor Ragnarok. What do you guys have to say about that dethroning? You know, me personally, I think this might have the closest
No.
from beginning to end. The story was there, the music, everything was there.
Me and this where me and him disagree. I fully
So,
believe this
It's-
is.
okay, you go
Debate
first.
first, debate
Okay. As much as I like Thor Ragnarok,
Sick movie.
it was great beginning to end. The Hulk, the battle with the Hulk, and
Gladiator.
the fight with Hela and Surtur
That
and all
was
that.
sick.
It was great. But would it dethrone Avengers Infinity War? No, because it was tied into Infinity War.
Okay.
The end of Ragnarok was the beginning of Infinity War.
So maybe that's what made Infinity War better, Scotty,
Yes.
because of Thor Ragnarok. If you
Yes.
didn't have Thor Ragnarok, would Infinity War be as good as it is now?
no, it wouldn't have a bigger impact. Like the opening wouldn't have a bigger impact.
So wouldn't you say that now?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr.
Now,
Movies. I'm keeping
one,
quiet. I love
the
this.
ending of Thor Ragnarok does not lead into Infinity War. The post credits lead into Infinity
Oh,
War.
okay.
Same shit.
If you look at it, a lot of people leave before post credits, so therefore they get one compact movie from
Okay.
beginning to end that has
Okay.
nothing to do with Infinity War.
Okay.
Number two, this movie is definitively better than Infinity War. It's a much more complex story. It's much pacing wise, right? Infinity War, my biggest criticism is, and like, in all fairness, it's not something they can avoid. They have too many characters, right? It's overstuffed.
Infinity-
They did as well as they could, but this is a much better paced film from beginning to end.
Well, it was shorter.
Character-wise, it has probably most people's favorite character from Infinity War. Thor is the star of Infinity War during that scene. You know exactly.
Yeah.
You agree with me on that. This is a movie literally about him. Side characters were incredible who they introduced. The director Taika Waititi. Korg. Are you freaking kidding me?
Hey, man.
Name one funnier character. No
Jeff
one
Goldblum.
you.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Valkyrie.
If you look at a cast,
Valkyrie was good.
They had a more prolific cast than Infinity War. If you're talking about side characters, not the actual
Okay,
Avengers.
side characters.
Right, like Thanos. Okay, that's a Josh Brolin. Jeff Goldblum is like way bigger than
Over the top, eh? He was
Josh
over the
Brolin.
top.
Josh Brolin. Story-wise, it's a compact story. Hela was sick, right? We
Hell
got
was
to see
good.
more of
I
her.
don't care what anybody says.
I hope she
One of the
comes back.
best villains. I hope she shows up in some form in the next one.
It literally, I've seen this comment before, and I completely agree with it. It's the best Guardians movie.
That makes sense.
It's hilarious. This movie.
See, guys, the good thing is too. Out of this, we got the Thor that we have today.
Yeah,
because of this
because of
movie.
that movie.
And I think that's what
And he's
helped
the star
makes
nowadays.
Infinity War take
Yeah.
Thor to the next level to really show how
Yeah.
powerful he is, you know? But overall,
Hard
like
to
me and
argue.
him kind of lean, maybe it is, because if we didn't get this movie, you wouldn't have Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War by itself, if you didn't have all these movies attached to it, might
Exactly.
not be as strong, Scotty, in our opinion.
I feel-
Even though
Oh, of course.
it's sick from beginning to end, okay?
Yeah.
It was like death and destruction, basically, you know?
The problem with it is it relies on all the other movies.
That's
You
true.
can't watch it on its own.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's debatable. We
Yeah.
think that it has a very good chance to
This
be
is
on par, if not
closer than
above.
Spider-Man
That-
2, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. So now,
Mm-hmm.
next movie, guys. The thing that started the Avengers. The Avengers. So what do you think? Does this come close, or is it one of those things again, like how it was
I'm
with
gonna
Spider-Man 2? Good in the day, not close today.
I'm gonna say Avengers is my second Avengers movie, like my second favorite Avengers movie.
Okay. But does it topple
Dude.
Infinity War?
Would it top? Yes and no,
Okay.
because it's the first time we get the Avengers together.
Okay.
So it's a special moment.
That hits you. That impacts
Yeah.
you
Has
well.
that magic. the
Yeah,
first time
exactly.
seeing
At the
it.
same time,
That's what I think too.
Avengers: Infinity War has more of a complex story.
Perfected what the first
It's a
one started.
conclusion.
It's only up
Conclusion to all the
Exactly.
movies previous before it.
Part one of the conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it had its impact. Like you said,
The only thing I didn't like about the first Avenger movie
Okay.
was how Thor talked.
yeah, it was more Norse
More,
god and
yeah,
whatever.
more Shakespearean and all
Because
that.
they changed them since
Now,
then.
Scotty,
Yeah,
if you
big
took
time.
that Thor out and you put the Thor that we have now in there,
It would be
It'd be an
better.
idea. It'd be
Eh?
Oh, it'd be
actually, I think that would be an
wouldn't it be
even more
sick if
different
you just
movie.
did one little thing
Yeah,
that would change the whole
if they
entire
had
feel of the movie?
if they put the Thor
From Ragnarok?
into Avengers, it would be totally different.
Game over. Wouldn't it be such a game changer though?
Yeah, for
we
sure.
probably wouldn't be talking
See,
about
such a key
Infinity
character
War
would
being.
completely changing
It's
it.
true though. If we put that Thor in that movie, I don't think Infinity War might not be
Probably-
to the top, right? That might kind of just push them out,
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
Potentially.
But still, I guess the greatest impact we'll probably give it still to your Infinity War. Okay, now this is a non-Marvel, but it is Marvel connected. Logan.
No.
You don't think
No,
Logan now?
As much as
The
that
toe?
movie was so good, but it cannot compete with.
It's excellent. It's hard. Yeah,
Avengers.
I probably still would kind of lean more his way. Not as like I wouldn't agree as much. They're like no way, but no, I wouldn't say it is.
For me, guys, I'll tell you right now.
It was
I
a great ending to Logan. But
It was. I had more of a connection, like feeling wise. Yes, King has feelings towards Logan and his relationship with Professor X than I did than what happened in the last 5 minutes of Infinity War. The character's fate. Don't get me Spider-Man's death and whatever. It wasn't. I'm not saying that
I think
emotional,
it really
but
hurt
Logan
the fact that
really
we
whatever.
know more will come back. That's
Yeah.
what really hurt Infinity
That's what I'm
War.
saying. Like that's
Here
what I
you know
felt.
they're not coming back.
Logan is like I said. That relationship we had for decades.
Logan-
just like Infinity War
Wolverine-
led up to it.
Wolverine's my second favorite character.
I think you're talking me over, by the way.
But
King over.
yes, it hurt when when he was dying, when he got the wood through his.
That to me, that was kind of shitty. But that's just the King. That and the kids.
What doesn't make it top Infinity War was his death, because if he died better,
Yes, if he went out in a
I would
full
say Logan
rage,
could be
getting
Infinity
shot
War.
up
If we
and
skip
whatever.
the whole scenes with the kids,
Yeah.
that would've
So the
Big
kids,
fast forward.
if they got rid of the kids and
The way he died.
the
Yeah.
movie I think would be a contender to beat Infinity War.
And that's what I'm saying too, because like I said, I like Logan on a personal level. Like that's the problem. When you judge what is better, do you judge how you felt, what you saw, or how much did it make?
Yeah, if-
right? Because
If
you know,
those-
forget it. Nothing's gonna touch.
If those
Infinity
two things were changed,
Well,
I
so
think
one
Logan
thing,
would be
well.
better.
War. Well, what'd you see?
Well, one thing.
Speak your piece, because you
Hey,
got
say-
One thing. Let's, by the way, remind you what happened to highest grossing film Avengers. Star Wars: The Force Awakens still beat it out.
But Star Wars sucks.
But like I said,
Why did it beat it? Because it's based on money.
guys, like I
because
said,
the nerds went
Hey.
to pay for it 10 times.
No, the nerds went for this, man.
and I'm gonna have a little hate me now when I say, listen, you can have a movie that has a bad storyline still make more money than a movie that has a good storyline.
That's
Exactly.
For sure. But this isn't the case.
So
Star Wars sucks from beginning
that's
to end.
debatable.
Film series.
You know what? Star Wars is great.
It-
Like I said, it depends on what you're into. But
I fell asleep not even halfway through Force Awakens.
Scotty, I stayed up for the whole thing. Like,
No,
was it
I
the
couldn't.
best thing
At
I
least we know
saw
when
in front of
someone
my
dies,
eyes?
they
No.
die in Star Wars.
Force Awakening
But
was
you
pretty
boys
good.
love your, let's kill these guys off. Oh, they come back a little while later. Oh, so cool.
Well, don't worry. Episode 9, you know who's gonna come back.
Right.
Luke is gonna come back, so he's gonna eat his
Yeah, as a
words
hologram.
after. So there you go.
That's
But
a ghost. That's fine.
That's a
They'll
side
come
thing.
back
Yeah.
full on. Not
what?
even as
Wait,
ghosts.
Star Wars is not on the list, but Logan comes very close.
Should've
Like I
been.
said, it's not the complete movie to kind of quite topple Infinity War. Infinity War was from beginning to right to the end.
Yeah.
If Logan didn't have those kids, amazing. So now, this is another tough one. This was his favorite movie until this came out, Civil War. So now, what do you have to say, Scotty? From what you said in the past with Civil War, Spider-Man showing up, Black Panther showing up, the Winter Soldier showing up, Captain America taking on Iron Man face to face, Ant-Man showing up, and there's that whole airport scene. What do you have to say now?
See, here's the problem. Avengers Infinity War is still good because
So what happened?
Civil War, because they broke up.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
like a band. Like a band,
Okay.
they broke up.
Like the
right?
Beatles.
Like the Beatles, exactly. Just like what the Hulk said. For its time in 2016, this movie is what our show's based on. The
Okay.
name, right?
But based on what you saw physically, like the fight scenes in
Spider-Man
Civil War, was
with
that 10 times
Spider-Man.
better than what you saw in Infinity War? Was
No,
it
I
like,
wouldn't
what would you
say.
say?
No.
Not even that airport scene that everybody is, oh my God, Ant-Man,
It was a great,
big and
it was a
whatever?
great scene, but no.
No? You didn't think Hero versus Hero had a greater impact?
No, because you
Russo
knew
brothers
they,
talked
you
about
knew
it.
they were never going to kill each other or something.
Black Panther showing up and going crazy. Spider-Man fighting Captain America, Scotty?
There was a brief fight. It was
Yeah.
hardly anything.
Took his shield, took it back.
It was a little like a flash in the pan. Here's a little bit here, a little bit there, a
Cap
little
got
bit here.
kicked in the face by Spidey, and then Cap just dropped the friggin' thing on him. What do you call those things at the airport?
Dumpster. Oh,
The walk. The walk.
the
through.
luggage thing. Isn't it a luggage? That little...
No, it's where they walk to the plane.
The stairs you're talking about.
No, you know how we have in the airport.
Oh yeah, like that giant
big-
between
the
the
tubes?
airport and the plane, those two.
Oh,
Those
okay.
walking tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah, that
extendable accordion
Whatever, yeah, whatever.
garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it had its moments. Like I said, I don't know. Was there more key highlights in that one? That Spider-Man showing up for the first time
Here's
compared
the
to
thing.
Thanos showing
When
up. Have you seen him?
Thanos, when Spider-Man and Black Panther showed up, those
Okay.
were like the highlights, and the airport scene as well.
Okay.
Other than that, I think
You don't think
Infinity
anything
War,
else?
No,
You didn't think
Infinity
it was
War
cool to
still
see
top.
Iron Man fight Cap, and you think Cap's gonna kill him?
It was coming. We knew
or
it was
Iron Man
coming.
trying to kill Bucky?
I
No,
didn't think it was that cool scene.
No?
honestly.
No,
It wasn't
it-
even the cool scene in the movie. It was supposed to be the biggest one.
Because they ruined it in the trailer. They
Yeah,
showed it.
that is-
If they didn't show that in the trailer, you might have felt a little more.
That's
That's why Infinity War might get that advantage because we didn't really know too much about Infinity
Yeah.
War. Whatever we saw 3/4 of it was on the big screen. For me, like I said, after a while, Infinity War I think is gonna lose its luster, its magic.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to have that
When-
impact. Like
when-
even now, for me, Scotty,
When
it doesn't hit me as how it did the first time I seen
Yeah,
it. You know?
yeah, of course. Because we've seen it. We already know what to expect. When Avengers 4 comes out, then that's going to be a tough one.
Okay. So, anyways, that's it. So now, guys, just for all you DC lovers, we're both Marvel and DC fans
I'm
here.
more DC,
Yeah.
I'd say.
You guys better. We're just comic book movie
guys
fans,
are
okay?
more
The
the
king
Marvel-
is the neutralist. He
For-
watches anything.
Let me tell you, there's a reason I'm here. These are the Marvel
Transformers.
fans.
No. Don't
I'm
even
the
go there.
DC
Hey,
one.
Scotty, we like DC.
Hey,
I love DC
You
more
know
than
what kind of
anything.
fan I am? Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is the
So
Marvel
that's-
fan
Okay,
right
we got
here.
the DC, the Marvel, and the Transformers.
There you go.
So we got all three covered. The ones you need.
Transformers.
And you can throw a little bit of Ninja Turtles in there too.
No.
Oh, I will. Anyways,
And now-
old school.
now
Okay, now
say it.
I mentioned that, guys, because there is this one only movie that I think, in my opinion and eyes, instead of Mr. Movies, there
No.
that could dethrone the king or the alleged king at the top of the throne. It is The Dark Knight.
Nah.
So,
fine.
which
It's a
of you
great
guys
movie,
want to
though.
start?
You start. Let's
No.
You tell us.
Let
Okay,
me-
you tell us
you go.
why the
No.
Dark
It
Knight
is-
can dethrone
The
this
Dark Knight is
monster.
undisputedly better across the board in every single
Okay.
category. Categorically is better.
Okay, what storyline wise?
Everything. First, let's start with its success. First movie to ever crack $1 billion worldwide.
That's true.
So let's start off with that.
Okay.
Oh, number 2, only superhero film to ever win any Oscars.
Because Heath Ledger
Number
passing
2.
away.
Yeah,
Because of Heath
that was a
Ledger.
cop out. But whatever.
Cop out.
Not only it wasn't a cop. We'll say
Especially
whatever
that one.
because he did a damn good job as the Joker. He deserved.
He did
it.
a great job, but let's be real. If he was alive, he still him won anyway.
Oh, yes, he would have.
No, he wouldn't.
No, then let's continue. Just
Okay.
how
They're
good
corrupt
this film
bastards.
was. Story-wise, I've never been a more suspenseful story than this. It's just
I love the
intriguing
Joker.
from beginning to end.
I agree.
The visuals for a movie that's not so virtually no CGI. This isn't a CGI fest.
No.
The practical effects on this are incredible. I give so much credit
Very little,
to
yeah.
films that don't like rely on
Christopher
performance,
Nolan?
like,
Oh my God.
generate stuff.
Christopher Nolan.
Incredible.
Let's be real. There was CG, but not to the point like Infinity War.
Exactly. The directorial, prowess of
Christopher Nolan.
is
He's a
incredible.
great director.
Phenomenal.
He's a great director.
Thank you for being involved in Man of Steel.
Cast-wise,
That's right. There's no Man of Steel too.
we talk about the cast of Infinity War, how it's all-star. The cast,
Oh.
the small cast of Dark Knight has more Oscars across them than the whole of the Infinity War.
Maggie
cast.
Gyllenhaal. You have what's the one who played Catwoman?
And
And
Hathaway.
Hathaway, that's later on.
Oh, that's
though.
later on. Sorry.
But this
Mistake.
one,
Delete.
Yeah, just on that card, there's Alfred.
Oh my God.
Oh my lord.
We're all
We
drawing
stopped
blanks.
us.
Gary Oldman is
Gary Oldman,
Gordon,
yes.
of course.
Oh my God. He's Michael Caine.
Michael Caine,
That's
for
his
God's sake.
Morgan Freeman, who plays
Morgan
Lucius.
Freeman.
Jesus Christ.
And hey, don't forget, Christian Bale is no pushover either.
I know.
And
Christian
then Aaron
Bale.
Eckhart, phenomenal as Two-Face.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
And of course, come on, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger,
So
literally.
5 or 6 I can't even speak. Key players,
Incredible.
and they made such an impact. Scotty.
And then the characters. We talk about the greatest villain of all time, and we mentioned Thanos a lot. How about the freaking Joker? Who's more
Phenomenal.
menacing than that? Like Thanos, you can
Yeah.
even. This guy, you can't even relate, but in the best way. He's personified evil. Like how twisted he is, just and
Yeah.
how good of an antithesis he is to Batman.
Oh.
Incredible movie.
Mr. Movies, you never had a villain who just didn't care. He just didn't care.
Exactly.
He just wanted to burn money. He just whatever. And I
wanted
love
to
the
create
fact
chaos.
he kept on
Exactly.
changing the story of how he got his scars.
Oh
that
my
creeped
God.
you out.
Every,
Scotty.
At the time, yeah.
Buddy,
Not now.
Still
That
does.
would have creeped me out.
And him laughing in Batman's face and just whatever, you're beating the crap out of me. And
You should choose your words more carefully.
Yeah.
but he did that movie, like, and I said, from beginning to end, it's good. You know?
That's what some of these others were missing to dethrone it. This one, the first one, I'd say from beginning to end, there's no bad scene
So
there.
in Infinity
There
War,
is.
is there bad scenes that
No.
you could, Mr. Movies? Is there any bad scenes that you would kind of okay? Is that the timer?
No.
That is something.
What the hell is it? Super Mario, Scotty.
I don't know. Where's Mario? I don't know. How's
Who
he?
is this?
We're doing a show here, not playing video games. Bad enough that you guys got stuck in hibernation playing PlayStation 4 your Spider-Man games. Unbelievable. You
Honestly,
should be wearing that.
I'm doing
too.
it too, but unbelievable, Scotty.
We apologize to any Dark Knight fans. we will pick this up in literally 4 seconds. We're gonna restart it. Dark Knight. Sorry, guys. Dark Knight.
Much better film than Infinity
You know,
War.
No.
was there any Mr. Movies? Because this guy, I know he loves. Is there any weak points in Civil War in the storyline that kind of?
Civil War?
Sorry, Civil War. For Infinity War, King is losing his mind because that has more weaknesses than Dark Knight, or that
Yeah, I
it
can
gets
name a
outshined 'cause
couple. I can
Every
name-
movie has a weakness. Come
I can
on.
name.
There's no perfect movie, we know that. But if you had, a couple in Civil War, Scotty, that would dethrone it
For
to
me,
the
I'm
Dark Knight.
sorry, but
what were the
I
weaknesses?
absolutely despise the Vision and Scarlet Witch scenes.
Yeah, that was just a
I was
useless.
like,
Why did they have it?
One out of nowhere. Two, why'd she
Wait,
lose her
which-
accent after 3 movies?
Wait, which scene
them
are you
all
talking
over
about?
Pretty much
other.
all over each other.
But you know what though? They had to
But
do
that's-
that
it's
though
in the
to set up
comics.
Thanos.
So, but
when
they
he
never.
did,
But
he
why
did
didn't they
die.
set this up earlier? They had Civil War to do it. They didn't seem
It's
that
kind of out of the blue.
It was the
That's what I'm
beginning.
saying.
It was the beginnings.
They kind of, whatever.
Then later on, it was felt unnecessary.
No,
Like,
they had to, because when Thanos ripped that out of his thing, you had to feel that emotional. Oh my God,
I didn't
she
feel
lost somebody
she had
she
to
cared.
feel it. She had
She,
to feel
it's
it. We could
more
care
less
less.
us. It's more her. I get what you mean. 'Cause
But I understand. It was kind of like they didn't have to
Yeah.
do it during this
On
one. They
top of
could have
that,
did it something
in general,
later,
even though I agree with it, it's still a weak point. The Captain America scenes, aside from the beginning when that was a badass scene on the subway. From then on, like when they went to meet Bucky, Bucky, what am I saying?
Winter
But
Soldier.
Bucky too wasn't that good. But like, what's Iron Man's partner?
War Machine.
War Machine, right? Like that was like kind of an awkward.
With the
scene,
general
like, in the
there
middle,
talking?
right?
Here's the thing with Avengers Infinity War.
There's a lot of. They really gave Captain and his side the short straw. And
Yeah,
you could-
because
I think there's a reason.
Of
There's a
course,
reason for
but you
it.
could tell that's still a weakness in this.
Avengers I can watch beginning to end, no problem.
Film. Oh, I
The
can't.
Dark Knight I can do the same. The problem with Dark Knight, here's the thing. I don't really see it as a problem.
Okay.
Dark Knight was more realistic.
Yes.
This is what I love. I think.
Infinity War is more comic book entertainment.
I think that's the
Right?
reason I love it because they didn't approach it as a comic book movie. I think
As-
the best comic book movies are the ones you don't approach as comic book movies.
As much
They
as
don't
much
fit under that bow.
as much
which is
as-
why Winter Soldier is one of our favorites,
And Logan,
right?
and
Because they
Logan.
didn't approach it as like pure. Let's go CGI fast. let's
they
go
did it as a
aliens everywhere.
political thriller first.
Yes.
Exactly, which is genius.
Different
for us.
themes
Yeah.
tied into comic book movies.
As much as I like realistic movies,
Yeah.
I prefer to be entertained in what I know from the comics. Batman was great for its time, and I think probably is still one of the best
Who's that for me,
movies,
yeah.
right? The Joker, I love the Joker. He's a different twist on the Joker. He's not the comic book Joker we know from like
back
Jack
in the day.
Nicholson's Joker
Yeah,
and that
that's
shitty
Comical.
thing. Is more realistic. He's like based on his motives on military strategy. What do you do to freak out the people? Create chaos.
Trey.
Right? So I see why it could dethrone Infinity War, but at the same time, I like to be entertained. I really couldn't care about realistic movies too much, because if you think about it, entertainment is entertainment. If you want that, you can watch freaking documentaries.
Yeah, I know, but that's why, Scotty, there's different forms of entertainment. That's why it's called
Exactly.
entertainment. It would be called comic entertainment.
Yeah,
Or
this-
comic,
That should be the proper term for
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because it's the genre.
like
But
comic
when you add a little bit
entertainment
of,
more or
when you
less,
think a little bit more, it's good to think sometimes a little bit more than just stick to the normal
I had-
norm, you know?
Yeah.
I had more of a connection with Thanos than I did the Joker
Oh,
or Batman.
that's where we're different. I have way more connection to Christian.
What,
Bale
his
than Batman.
ideology, why he was doing what he was doing?
Yes.
Like, believing in, oh, you know what? I know why he did it.
And I felt for
Because he
him.
didn't want people to starve, so by solving that, you just kill half the
He's
people.
more relatable, I agree, but I don't think he's as effective as a villain as Joker was.
No, I like Thanos.
See, what
But
the-
when you think of classic villain, I think of Joker. I don't think of Thanos.
Oh,
I wouldn't say
obviously.
Thanos is
But for me,
I wouldn't
though-
even say Thanos was purely evil in the Infinity
No,
War.
but the
if I'm
thing
being
is, though, with
realistic.
Thanos, though-
at least there's like some sort of silver lining to him why he's doing it. He's not doing it just to
we
put
know his
kill.
backstory. That's
So
why
then
we
why
know
is
more
it-
about his origin.
I think
a little
part of
bit
the
of
fact that
origin.
we don't know Joker's backstory is perfect because like they want that sense of mystery in that film, right, about him.
And
We
all
don't
that,
want it, like,
it allows you
the
to
point of the
disassociate
film-
yourself
exactly.
with what he's doing.
Exactly. The point of the
It's not
film isn't to
relatable.
make him relatable. It's a point to make this phenomenal villain that you're intrigued by, right? That's why Dark Knight does it so well.
Thanos did a good, like,
Because
considering how
Infinity
many
War,
years,
they
you know?
want you to know. They don't want you really intrigued by Thanos. They want you to relate to Thanos. There's a difference there.
You know, I don't know. Like, overall, like I said,
They're both
there
great
was-
movies.
Yeah,
Both great movies,
This is the hardest
different
one, for
kinds of
sure.
movies, different kinds of movies, different tones. That's what it is,
Yeah.
right? Dark Knight is called Dark Knight for a reason. It's dark. Infinity War is because this guy comes and he just wreaks havoc and does whatever
More across all, yeah.
he kind
all
of puts his
galaxy.
own agenda, what he sees right, to make the world a better place, or universe, or galaxy, or whatever the
Whatever.
hell. You know, it's different levels. Like, you know, more personable, more
The only
global,
thing,
or big scope.
the only thing I didn't like about The Dark Knight is they kind of put the Bruce's and Rachel's relationship on the side.
I love that. I fucking hate it. I apologize.
And then they kind of brought it back when one of them. Well, spoiler alert, when she dies.
When she dies, and Harvey Dent becomes the villain.
The only thing that bothered me was the casting switch of.
Yeah, but she didn't want to do it. Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes didn't want to do it.
So, but
She was a better.
it was
And-
okay, but
And that was the worst decision she has ever done.
Oh, easily.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
Would have had an Oscar under her belt.
Dude, what is she doing now?
Would she? Because Katie Holmes is good. She's not like Maggie Gyllenhaal. Level of acting is totally different.
No, Maggie Gyllenhaal's better, but I thought Katie Holmes, like, based on the first movie, fitted more. It would have been more fitting.
Yeah, but you know what? Katie Holmes almost came like a ditz.
Yeah, but
They added more smart, like street smart with Maggie Gyllenhaal,
Oh,
with the way she was
100%.
thinking, and that's what sold us and believable. That's what
For
they
sure.
needed. They needed someone who would grab Bruce's attention, that's smart on an
Yeah.
intellectual level. That's why he falls for these crazy women like.
But I felt like
Catwoman and all that
Bruce.
crap.
I
It
felt,
challenges him, right?
but I felt like Christian Bale's Batman was toned down in terms of his smarts.
I think, yeah, they did. Well, it's less detective, right? Because who is Batman really? Is it the man who wears the mask or the man behind the mask? It's the man. The man behind the mask is the actual mask. Batman is Batman. It's Bruce Wayne is the mask that covers the real true Batman. That's what it is. And for this one, that's why
deep.
King knows what he's
Deep
talking about.
dissection
That's
there.
why, because we haven't seen a real
I haven't
that
watched-
kind of Batman. We haven't seen like that's why a lot of
Yeah.
people might like Ben Affleck's Batman because in the first one, that was Batman, and then all of a sudden you did the Justice League. You did what you did. You're going back to the old formula that
Sometimes feels dumb.
exactly. And Bruce Wayne is a smart man, but Bruce Wayne is the mask of the guy who's
Yeah.
inside the demons that he's fighting. You know. But I don't know. Like Thanos is like whatever you see is what you get. He'll tell you, I'm gonna kill you. This is why. Right?
Yeah, with him, it's not much of a mystery.
We're connected, but we're not too much connected. We know of his origin, but we don't know exactly, you know, what you seen. We've seen what kind of person he has. If he does have a little tiny heart, when with Gamora, when you had to. But for me personally, I don't know. You love your daughter. You know what? I think my daughter's gonna be more important if that would really matter to you than doing what you did. There's always another way
He
to
cried.
kinda do your thing. A little tear.
Couple of
Whatever.
tears.
And then
Couple
he
of
got
tears.
over it very quickly.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't because it
What kind of
affected
killing
him.
spree after?
Because when he snapped his fingers, he went to go see her.
No,
So-
I think Thor. You felt more with Thor in that movie, with his connection, with him
Oh, yeah,
losing
'cause
his father
Thor
and,
lost
and
everything.
everything.
He lost everything.
You felt more of that. Even the
Deep
raccoon
ones
even
coming.
felt whatever. The raccoon.
That's why our theater erupted in applause when he showed up.
Oh, he's just phenomenal. You know that's what I'm saying. That's why Infinity War, because with Dark Knight it was only the Joker. You know, so just to kind of solely put a movie over another one just based on one villain is pretty tough. Because in this one, you had Thor, you had different players. You had more than one hero in it. Thor. That's what I'm saying. If you take Thor out of the equation, is Infinity War better than Dark Knight?
If you take what out, sorry?
Definitely
Thor.
not. Right
You
now,
take
it's
Thor
an
out of
If you
Infinity
take
War.
Thor out,
No, it's not.
no, probably not. I don't know.
See that because that's what I consider. If I'm going to consider if Avengers would be there, it's untouchable in many ways. Not just storyline, what you see, test of time, and for me, it's rewatchability. Can I go back and watch Infinity War over and over and over in the same week?
I can't.
I
could
did.
see,
I
but I
did
can't
4
see it.
times in one day.
I can see the Dark Knight more probably
Yeah,
than
exactly.
Infinity War myself. If I have to personally choose.
myself as well.
But anyways, okay, so that's what we're gonna think now, just to kind of so we can all calm down because you know the king is elevated.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of, before we do our closing thing, guys. So, considering we're talking about comic books and all that stuff, I thought, let me ask you guys this question. What, in your opinion, is the best ever from comic book to movie translation, direct translation? Me, you know, I'm saying 300.
I would say Watchmen.
You think Watchmen is direct? You think a translation from what you got in the comic book straight
I would
from the
s-
comic book page to think?
I would say Watchmen.
I'm thinking 300
I would say
would be
Watchmen.
my pick myself.
I'd have to lean more towards 300.
300.
Yeah.
It's very close because when you see the extra features and stuff, I think that's very close. Did it exactly work how it should? Maybe not. Watchmen, I think that's what hurt it, Scotty. You know?
Yeah.
Because it was so long, And I don't know, I just didn't find a lot of the characters, to me personally, interesting.
It was
Even
just-
though you guys might, you know,
it was
because
like-
you
I
guys are
found the
Batman
characters
ripoff.
interesting. I hated what they did with them. That's
Yeah.
my problem. There were actually some most intriguing characters I've ever seen in Watchmen. But
It looked good, but I
it's
don't know,
not
just...
the movie's fault. The movie, like, it's the comic's fault. The comic was. I had to read this during a course actually.
Really?
The comic it's literally the most boring superhero
Yeah,
comic
I
you
can't.
could ever read.
You got, like, talking about excitement, you need entertainment, that'll put
It's like
you
you
to
put
sleep.
superheroes and put them in regular daily lives. That's the whole.
See,
comic,
guys, and I think
essentially.
that's why Marvel is successful, because they take and borrow ideas from their comic books. Because honestly, as a comic book or superhero genre fan, I don't want to watch something that I already read in the comic books
That's the other
on the
thing.
big screen, because you lose that fun factor of that entertainment. Because you know what the hell's going to happen.
Let me tell you about Watchmen, by the way. Did you watch Watchmen?
Oh, I even had it and I got rid of
If
it.
you thought that was boring, that was a million times more exciting than the comic. That's how
See?
bad it was.
And that's the thing,
comic
I don't
is
know,
like
I just-
something out of.
I think they were trying too hard to make it like the original, and then it fell flat on its face. What was better when they did was V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
I remember
I
that.
was-
That
a big
was
fan
kind
of
of,
it,
it was
actually.
good. With Natalie Portman, she did an amazing job, and,
And,
the other guys, Hugo
Weaving.
Weaving.
Like, I could care less that, but she did a good job in that. Like,
Yeah.
that's another example that they did okay. Or Sin City.
Oh, like Sin City.
Sin City, the first one was good. That was like the comic books. And then it kind of, 10 years later, the other one came out. I don't even know. I didn't even watch the second
I don't like black and
Dame
white
to
movies.
Kill For or whatever. What's
Yeah, I
the
didn't
way
watch
the
that
comic
one.
books were, Scotty. That's why they captured, the first one was great with Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and Bruce Willis, I think, was in that one. And what's his name? Mickey Rourke. Those three. But like I said, and Gordon Levitt was in it. He was
Oh,
that yellow
I don't
guy or
remember.
whatever.
KGL was the second one?
I don't know, the first one.
First one, yeah.
He was that creep in the whatever. Anyways, whatever.
Oh,
But
I'm
like
not
movies
gonna-
like that. That's why, you know, for me, 300 was cool because maybe
Another
because of my
decent one,
background,
honestly, would
I
be,
kind of related more. You know, I had the comic books too.
What about
300.
something like Blade?
Blade was good, but it wasn't a direct, you know, whatever.
it wasn't
It was a
exactly,
good for
yeah.
1998.
Yeah.
That was the movie. Guys. I'll tell you right now. To this day, if we didn't have Blade being such a good hit back then, we wouldn't have X-Men,
Oh, yeah.
Toby's Spider-Man, Superman. He returns. I don't even want to mention that, and whatever the hell further. You know, I don't know. Okay, so now. That's a good little breather. Okay, guys, so we discussed the challenges and stuff. So now, Scotty, after what you heard, what we've spoken over the last 30-something minutes, I don't even know, King's losing time, what is your final comic book pick? Are you still sticking with Infinity War? Have we changed or convinced your mind? You go first, and then you can go Mr. Movies, and I'll go last.
Infinity War's still there.
You still say
I still see
for
Infinity
everything,
War.
rewatchability,
After-
everything,
after
you still feel the same way
Yeah,
after
even
you watched
though
it?
even though you guys made good points on The Dark Knight, I still think Infinity War is my top movie.
Okay, so you're sticking to your guns?
Yep.
You can put the damn thing in, whether it's when you came back from work, you're tired, you pop it in, you'll enjoy it as much as you did the first time we seen it in the theater.
Yeah, I watched it 4 times in one day.
There, you see? So that tells you everything.
Because different people want to watch it with me different times. I'm like, okay, fine.
And you know what, Scotty, I think too, if for different people, certain movies catch their attention better. Like there's certain movies,
Yeah.
like you said. For me, the only movie I think I've seen more than that many times, like you did, in 1 week, was the first Spider-Man.
With Tobey.
Because I waited for that thing 10 bloody years, just like how you waited for Infinity War. It impacted you, dude. That was my movie, and I don't think I've been ever since again, except the first Transformers, which I think I went 4 times. That's it. All the other ones, Infinity War, I went with you twice.
Yeah.
And like I said, the first time, amazing for me. Second time, just because I knew what was going on, or maybe because we dealt with so many things around us about it. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Okay, Mr. Movies, what's your movie? What's your final decision? Do you agree with the great Scotty V, or you're going on your own?
I definitely disagree with the great Scott.
Okay, so who you going with? What's your pick?
Dark Knight. No,
Dark Knight?
I'm sticking to that.
You sticking to that?
There's nothing that I'll ever like. I don't think I'll ever like a movie as much as that one.
Okay,
Period.
if you had to pick one little quick thing over Infinity War, it makes you like Dark Knight better than Infinity War.
The Joker.
The Joker, Heath Ledger?
Yeah. I've
Okay.
never seen a villain that. Nothing has
comes
made
close?
me- Nothing comes close for me.
Okay, for mine, guys, like, trust me, there's a lot of movies out there. We didn't mention Wonder Woman and all that, but it doesn't stack up to, to Infinity War. If I had to say rewatchability, I would probably have to say with Mr. Movies. Like, I think it's just by a slight nose. If we didn't have Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark
That would
Knight,
be the
I
best story.
don't think it would be your movie.
I think
And I
it'd be
think with
excellent,
you,
to be fair,
if you
but-
didn't have Thor in your movie, I don't think it would stack
It
up.
wouldn't be a
Because if we
question.
didn't get Ragnarok, like you said, Civil War before that, I don't think you would have the movie on its own. Before
that's the other
before
major
the
thing.
Dark Knight came
There's
out.
other movies leading up to
That's
it.
the other major
It
thing.
was-
Just a quick thing.
Yeah.
Infinity War, no matter what, it relies on other movies. It would never be the same thing.
Because that's the
Dark
kind of
Knight
movie it
could
is.
be its own thing.
Yeah, but
Nothing
they
would
teased the
change.
Dark Knight in the end of Batman Begins.
It was
Batman
just the
Begins
card.
could
It was
never
just
have
the card.
happened. Dark Knight would still have
It
been.
was just the card, right? But
exactly.
like I know what you're saying. Like if you would have said the original Batman movies, yeah, it was just whatever. For it being a second movie into the trilogy, because we didn't know if it was going to be a trilogy or 4 or 5
Yeah.
parts. That could be a movie on its own. It didn't have to rely on anything because in the previous movie, besides like you said, Batman Begins, all you got was the card at the end.
we could have started off.
You
with
didn't
a
have
fully
like
fledged
you know
Batman,
like
just had
you
Dark
didn't
Knight.
have whoever the hell the Joker was really in that movie to lead up to it to kind of use as a support. That's where I agree with you. We didn't have any of the movies. That's the only reason why I know I picked. Scotty's eyes are like boom. I picked The Dark Knight over.
Perfect.
You know, because it depends on what you consider the greatest movie. Is it based on rewatchability, entertainment, what you saw on the screen, or how much did it make? If you factor all those across and average it out, that's why I picked The Dark Knight more than I do his amazing Infinity War choice. So, Scotty V, final decision,
Infinity War.
Dark Knight.
and mine will be The Dark Knight.
You
So,
guys suck.
We
so
win.
there you go. We're not biased in any way, but that's what we're doing. So anyway, Scotty, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this debate on episode 120 of the Civil Canadians, guys. 2 more episodes, and then volume 2 is done. And then everything starts fresh. New set. This might be the last official time you'll see our set. Maybe, depending on when the King feels like starting to tear everything down and put everything back up. Paint the walls, maybe. We'll see. So anyway, Scotty, let's get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know what you guys think. What are your picks? Do you agree with us? Don't? Whatever. No hate mail. Keep it clean. Even though I will read and respond to it. So anyways, let's get out of here, Scotty.
Alright guys, if you like this episode of the Civil Canadians, hit a like, share, subscribe. Do check out our other videos we've done in the past as well. And our new unboxing stuff.
That was a good video, Scotty. I was
Yeah, man.
impressed. I'm very impressed, buddy. And I think I've done more unboxing or whatever
Than
figure
me.
reviews than you have.
Yep.
You made the King look pretty bad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a tad. Don't worry. We'll
Alright.
see what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Alright guys. See you soon. Be good.
Take it easy.